concerned parent of Amphi students. I brought you information. I pleaded for you to remove these mandates. He's serving you. He's allowed to do it. I pleaded for you to consider to remove these mandates, brought you facts for months, and you failed to listen. I've watched the heartache and mental anguish that has brought my children, their friends. Suicides have continued to accompany this, as well as self-harm and negative side effects that have come out of these irrational mandates, quarantines, and mask policies. These need to stop immediately. Amphi School Board, I pleaded, I've informed, I brought you solid information along with all my colleagues and my parent friends. I'm giving you the opportunity to let us as parents make the decisions for our children. This needs to not remain in your hands anymore. Numerous times we've asked this. Multiple parents have seen the money agreements that you signed in order to receive this $45 million in ESSER funds from the federal government. And with that, you've agreed to enforce strict mask policies, strict contact tracing policies, free vaccination clinics for teachers and students, and you've also agreed to bring in federally funded social workers to enforce the agenda. Since receiving those funds, teachers have encouraged our children to take vaccinations in order to protect their parents, their colleagues, their teachers, and friends. Since when are you making these decisions for us? Teachers are not qualified in the school district to give medical advice to children. That should be left to the doctors and the parents. And since when in the history of our great nation are we leaving our mental health to teachers or you, school board? Mental health has continued to decline. Our poor children have listened to this propaganda long enough. Due to these unfortunate circumstances, I stand before you today with letter of intents for each and every one of you to file against your surety bond claim. Please be advised that with that, you are each personally liable for $100,000 per claim in each box that you do not resolve the following issues within the next 5 business days. Remove all masking and testing requirements, close down all and any vaccine clinics, stop recommending to anyone, recognize and renegotiate all terms regarding your ESSER funds, and we'd like to perform a full audit, a full FOIA of all funding regarding these ESSER funds, and remove all textbooks that any curriculum that promote pedophilia, underage sex, abortion, and any unacceptable forms of sexual influence upon our children. During every communist regime takeover in our history, we have seen them use these programs to divide and indoctrinate our children. I'm finished with it. It is not your turn to implement these crazy programs. I am a mother, concerned parent, and I'm done with you pushing these mandates.
Woo!
Laurel Valley. I'm a mother, a citizen, and a retired pediatric RN. I'm here on behalf of parents and their children who attend the Amphi School District. I have documentation on my laptop regarding the 3 allocations of ESSER funds from the federal government to the Amphitheater public schools over the last 2 years. First ESSER was for over $3 million. The second ESSER was for over $13 million. The last one for $29 million. And a total of $45,269,968.00. To obtain over $45 million in government funds, you had to sign contracts to implement and maintain the strict mask policies, contact tracing, social distancing, quarantine, and isolation practices, and the free vaccination clinics for teachers. So months now, you've been hearing these parents plead and demand that these practices be lifted, but you ignore them, you ignore the facts they present, and you sit through these meetings without responding. We all know why. You have signed contracts and agreed to the strict COVID mitigation measures in order to qualify for vast amounts of money from this federal government. You chose this money over the physical, cognitive, and emotional health of children entrusted to you for education in reading, writing, mathematics, social studies, and science. Since receiving these funds, the teachers and administrators have encouraged students to take an EUA inoculation, which does not give immunity or stop transmission, has many documented serious adverse effects. It's reported a large number of children and adolescents ages 5 to 18 have developed a serious myocarditis. Teachers of the school district are not qualified to give medical advice to children, and by promoting these injections without the informed consent of the parent, they are practicing medicine without a license. This decision is solely the responsibility of the parent and their child and their doctor. Why does the school board wish to take on this liability? Who is liable in the event a child has a serious reaction or dies from the shot? Each member on this board has violated your oath of office to uphold the Arizona and the U.S. Constitution. You are all in direct violation of Title 15, Arizona Parents' Bill of Rights. You have broken over 27 state, federal, and international laws. So I'm announcing to you that in those boxes you each have 11 letters of intent from parents to file a claim against your surety bond. You are each personally responsible, as Stephanie said, liable up to $100,000 per claim personally if you do not resolve the following issues within the next 5 business days. I'm going to repeat again what Stephanie told you. You must remove all mask and COVID testing requirements as well as quarantine and isolation practices, close down any and all vaccine clinics. You must renegotiate all the terms related to the ESSER contract. Every item must be voted on by all the parents. We demand an audit of all school spending, especially of the ESSER funds and how they've been spent.
Lorella Ritzel.
Thanks, Jay.